families, till especially a generation ago, got by quite comfortably without financial planning.
That's right.
Why do we need it now?
You know, a lot of things have changed. I mean, let's not talk about a generation. Let's just go about 15 years ago. PPF rates were 12%. You know, the bond markets used to give us about 12-13%. Corporate deposits, fixed deposits were pretty high. India was a different India at that time, and we were you know, not as progressive as we are today, though whatever you might think of the economic environment and so on and so forth. But what's happened is, on one side, needs have multiplied. The sources of income have gone up, but they have not multiplied in the same sort of proportion. There was a time we didn't have to spend, you know, maybe 1,000 rupees on a mobile phone and an internet connection, but today I mean, the bare minimum anybody spends 1,000 rupees. So there is new expenditures that have come in people's lives. Because fixed interest instruments gave a sort of a fixed rate of return and needs were smaller, inflation was under control and not as volatile as it is now, things were okay. Our parents could happily manage their affairs. So even if you have a pensioner right now who's maybe getting a superannuation from an LIC, he's still making about 8%, 7%, that kind of an annuity. By the time you and I retire, we'll be at 2% and 3%. That's what makes everything so much more complicated. So the need to beat the inflation or to have inflation plus returns is so much more pronounced now than it was ever before. And which is why this entire shift to doing something more scientific, doing something more organized, identifying where cash flows are going, and because needs are multiplying. You know, children need to do more things, we want to do more things, holidays, retirement, exposure. There's just so much more that we have on our agenda and plate, and which is why the need for doing something more, you know, scientific.
You need to divide that basket among